It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Boys podcast.
Positively brilliant, no limit documentary, man. Listen, this is why, I'm just speaking for myself right now. Hip hop is the greatest genre of music of all time, only because there has not been a genre of music that transcends generations the way hip hop has. Like, maybe I could be wrong. I'm just speaking for hip hop and R&B is what I grew up on. So maybe it's different for me. Andrew, you might have your parents might have grew up on rock music, and you might still be into a lot of these rock artists to this day. But I'm talking about the fact that Master P No Limit documentary can come on BET, debut at #1 on BET, and be number 8 in all cable programming, in the top 10 throughout for all cable, because people are so into these iconic superhero-like figures that have come from this genre of hip hop. It's actually unbelievable.
So the documentary's out right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 6 parts. 2 parts aired last week. 2 more parts aired last night, even though we're taping this on Thursday, so I haven't seen this week. But Master P, man, he's always been such an inspiration for me because he's from the South. So, back in the day when you saw the Forbes list, you would see Diddy and Will Smith, and you'd be like, okay, you get it, right? But to see a guy from the South who wasn't shiny like Diddy or Will Smith, who wasn't polished like Diddy or Will Smith, but literally just had better business probably than both of them, if I'm being honest, right? Only because the deal that he decided to take, Jimmy Iovine offered Master P $1 million to sign. Master P was like, if this white man is offering me $1 million, I'm worth about 30 or 40. So he said, I'm not doing it. So Jimmy Iovine told him, yo, if you leave this office, the deal's off the table. P left, right? Then he went and spoke to a lawyer. It was actually Michael Jackson's lawyer. I think he had to pay the lawyer just like $25,000 just to have a conversation with him, right?
Whoa.
And Michael Jackson's lawyer was like, what you need to do is get a precedent and distribution deal. You get 85, let the label get 15. So he went looking for a company that would give him that. And now that he has this knowledge, he's on this knowledge, he goes into Priority Records. That's what he ends up getting. Then he ends up selling a little bit more to ownership, like I think it was like 5%. So he could get like $250,000 just for marketing and promotion. So I think it was like, ended up being like 80-20 or some shit like that. But either way, you're getting 80% of all profits. That's how he ended up on the fucking Forbes list, right? And then to go in there and tell the label, look, because he would say he was looking, doing the math. He's like, yo, my album went platinum. I made $16 million. Like, what if I put out one of these shit a week? How much money would I make? Went into the office, telling the executives what he's going to do. The executives are telling him he can't do it. Master P said, I had to remember, I'm 80%. Y'all 20%. Y'all do what I tell y'all to do. So he said, he looked around the room and said, y'all think because y'all white, y'all right. He said, I'm putting out an album a week. Do your job. And that's what he did. That's how No Limit became No Limit.
He put out a new album. He put out an
album every week for a year. And I remember that. We was in
an album?
An album, but it was different artists. It wasn't just Master P.
Yeah.
So he had different artists putting out albums every week. So a Silk the Shocker album, Mystical, Mia X, C Murder, Mac, Fiend. Like he had a different artist coming out every freaking week. And I remember that because the only reason you would go in there and buy that albums is because of that tape. That tank was so strong at the time in the South. If the album had a fucking tank on it, No Limit, you was picking it up to see what was on that motherfucker.
So he had 52 different artists.
I don't know how many he dropped that year, but it's close. He had a lot of artists, bro. And because every time you would open up a No Limit album, inside the album cover would just be all the coming soons.
Oh, that's dope.
And damn, you don't remember that? Oh, Taylor, you young.
I don't remember that. I was like, I'm just learning about Master P. Like I knew.
Have you ever bought a CD, Taylor?
Fuck
from the store?
Yes, I have brought a CD.
I'm being honest. I'm saying I don't.
How young do you think I am? Yes, I brought CDs.
How old are you?
I'm not doing this with you all right now.
I just don't know how old you are.
Continue the conversation. I was just going to say that I always knew that Master P was a businessman, but I didn't know like the story behind it.
I mean, that's brilliant. I love people betting on themselves. That's the best.
And that's why you should watch the doc. That's why the story is so.
I just loved his dance. Remember, he would do that shit. He'd go,
bruh. Master P had an amazing life that people don't talk about, man. Master P fucking made two ends. He made. I don't know what the hell that is you doing. That's to make him say nah. Make him say nah.
Make him say nah. Don't do that again.
Don't do that. Master P was on 2 NBA preseason teams, bro.
I remember that. He had a sneaker. Remember that ugly ass sneaker he had?
He did, but he don't stop. And he was on Breakfast Club this morning. That's what he was talking about. He was like, man, what you need is product. Product is what separates you from everybody else. That's what you want. You want to sell product. And he's right. Everybody that's filthy fucking rich sells product, bro.
What do you think his competitive advantage is?
Being from the South?
But outside of that, like,
when you say
there's a lot of people that are from the South, right? What is it that he is exceptional at? Like, some people succeed because they're amazing organizers. Some people succeed because they're visionaries, they're innovators. What is Master P? You've spoken to him, you've known him for a while. What do you think he is so much better than his competition at, outside of rap, let's say?
Vision, faith in God and faith in himself, and business acumen. You know, just being able to sit down and soak up information. Like sometimes, man,
He's not emotional either.
What'd you say, Taylor?
He's not emotional. Like he was saying that he don't let his emotions kind of get involved in the business. If he don't, he's not gonna, like what he said to Snoop Dogg, like don't mess with.
Don't do the fuck that bro shit.
And then don't talk bad about him either, though, because it's still
because he helped you.
Like,
he put you on, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Like even though, but that goes back to, you know, people do something good for you, but it doesn't mean they're good for you. And I get it. You know what I mean? I'm like that with people that I've dealt with. You know, until they, you know, like Wendy. I don't think I could ever speak bad about Wendy Wynn
because she's done so much for you.
Yeah.
Even though she might have done things that are bad to you as well.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, even with her husband only you push me to that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so busy out here trying to take my head off. But even still with that, I'm not going to go out of my way to speak ill of you or go out of my way to wish harm upon you. God bless you. Do your thing.
Right.
You know? So I think with P, I think it's the fact that he has faith in a higher power, faith in himself, a high business acumen, and he's a visionary. Like, you got to be able to see things. Like for real, when nobody else can see them.
Right.
Like I can't explain to you why the tank should be my logo.
Nah.
I can be like, yo, most of my family was in the military, which P's family was, and we grew up off that military discipline. That's why I want to use this tank. Right. But you may not see the vision. Like a tank.
Yeah.
Tank. I don't fuck with the government. I
Yeah.
don't fuck with America. It ain't about that. It's about the discipline that the army instills in you. It's about what that tank represents. That tank represents discipline. It represents having a foundation. It represents structure. It represents organization. That's what we're building here, right? I can't explain that to you. I just got to show you. And I think that's what Master P did. I think.